Audiences are more likely to be persuaded by presenters they identify with. This is great news if you're speaking to an audience that's a lot like you. So let's say Stephen Fry is speaking to a group of liberal lefties and he wants them to agree to protest to stop a library closing. They're probably going to agree. If he makes the same ask of a group of city execs, he's possibly not going to be so successful. So what to do? How can you increase your chances of being convincing when your audience isn't particularly like you, or your audience is so broad that there just aren't any obvious commonalities between you and them? Try to find the funny. If you can move an audience emotionally, then you've got more chance of convincing them. So let's say you're a charity representative. If you can make your audience feel sad because you can share some heartrending stories, that will serve you well. If you're a politician and you make the audience feel angry by demonstrating how the country has gone to the dogs, then good for you. But most of us aren't dealing with such emotive material. And that's why I always advise clients to try and find some humour in the material they're imparting. And that is usually possible to do. So, as an example, let's imagine we have a council officer and he's speaking to a community group, so a very broad audience, about waste disposal. Now, at first glance, there's nothing particularly hilarious about waste disposal. But at second glance, I'm thinking about the unusual objects people throw away at the tip and how there must be lots of funny value in those stories. I'm seeing that stuffed cobra, the discarded prosthetic leg, the mannequin, all great visuals, lots of misunderstandings, and this will all fuel plenty of comic possibilities. Next, empathise. Consider the trials and tribulations that your audience is going through, especially if they relate to you and the organisation you represent. So back to our waste disposal officer. If he knows that there are likely to be sections of that audience whose bins haven't been collected because of staff sickness or strikes, then he would do well to bring that up early as he addresses that group. If he doesn't, if he chooses to ignore it, they're going to become all the more frustrated, and it's going to be so much more difficult for him then to connect with that audience and try to persuade it. But if he does, if he addresses it early on and he empathizes and apologizes, then he should be able to zap any hostility that will exist in that room. And finally, watch your language. With a broad, wide-ranging audience, it's impossible to speak their language. How can you possibly know it? But what you can do, and what you should do, is modify your language. So, consider the jargon, the buzzwords, the abbreviations that you use with colleagues day in, day out, and don't even think about it because everybody understands that lingo, and commit to not using any of that when you address that broad audience. All sectors have jargon and abbreviations. So in the world of finance, PE means something completely different than what it means in the world of education. Keep your language accessible and inclusive. You don't want to confuse, lose, or get up anybody's nose because of the words you're using. Plain English, please. I'm Emma Taylor. I've been working as a public speaking coach for 20 years. So if you want to brush up your public speaking technique, visit emmataylorpresents.co.uk.